Sisters and brothers, I stand before you to perform the very pleasant, appropriate and very necessary duty of offering on behalf of the Sri Shanmukhananda Fine Arts and Sangeeta Sabha our sincere felicitations and congratulations to Sangeeta Kalanidhi G. N. Balasubramaniam for having been the recipient of the highest honor which any Indian musician can aspire to, namely the Sangeeta Natak Academy's National Award presented by the Rashtrapati himself. It is true that owing to circumstances beyond his control and our control, this very appropriate function could not be held earlier. But we are very thankful to Lord Venkateshwara that he has been restored to good health and that it has been possible for this Sabha to organize this very fine concert and also to arrange for this very appropriate function. We do hope and trust that by God's grace, he will have undiminished health, increasing prosperity, long years of service to Carnatic music. Among the foremost musicians of Carnatic music today in India, Sangeeta Kalanidhi G. N. Balasubramaniam has carved out for himself a permanent place in the galaxy of talented musicians of this age. Though it is true that owing to subjective factors, I have a special personal warm corner in my heart for him, even judging by purely dispassionate and objective standards, Sri G. N. Balasubramaniam holds his own along with the highest musicians today. I have had the pleasure. It is true that owing to purely fortuitous circumstances, having been connected with music institutions in South India and here, it is true that I have developed great affection and respect for Maduramani, Shammangudi, Alattur and every great musician. But it is also true that owing to the fact that I have been a college mate of Sri G. N. Balasubramaniam, that we have been for the last 34 years associated as friends, playmates, college mates, that at the time when I went to the Presidency College for Economics Honours, Sri Balasubramaniam went to the Christian College for Literature Honours. Owing to all these personal factors, it is difficult for me to speak about him in terms of unrestrained emotion. Nevertheless, I have a duty to perform, and therefore let me again felicitate you, Sangeeta Kalanidhi G. N. Balasubramaniam, on the high distinction which you have attained, and let me hope and trust that this is only the beginning of any number of honours which you deserve and which will come in your way. A specially remarkable feature of GNB, as he is affectionately called, is that nothing that he touches which he does not beautify. Everything about him is beautiful. As I wrote in an article, even the way in which he keeps time, even that is something very aesthetic and peculiarly GNB style. Having imbibed the best aspects of Ariyakudi, Maharajapuram and Rajaratnam, he allowed all these aspects to pass into the crucible of his own fertile imagination, and he has evolved something which is a special GNB style, which contains the best elements of Ariyakudi, Maharajapuram and Rajaratnam, and which at the same time has something specially, peculiarly GNB's own. That is why throughout the length and breadth of this country, when he was sick, everybody felt extremely sorry, and everybody today feels a great sigh of relief and praise to God in thankfulness that this great musician has been restored to good health. Again and again I feel that it is our duty to lift up our hands in prayer to heaven that he may be kept in good health for many, many more years to come, because he is still young and because he has originality and imagination to go on adding to his knowledge and to his repertoire. Among the musicians, there are not many practicing musicians today who are also composers. It is true that Mysore Vasudevacharya and Pavanasam Shivan are very great composers, but they are not musicians who every month, every week have concerts to give. But here is a musician who gives concerts, who has given endless number of concerts, and who at the same time is one of the finest composers of songs today. He has also another very special distinction, and that is he has developed as his disciples some of the foremost singers of today. Not all musicians have that great fortune. Their disciples are still, unfortunately, still in the second rank, but GNB's disciples are able to hold their own even today and are extremely popular. He is a Lakshana Vidwan and a Lakshya Vidwan. He is the only English honors literature graduate who is also a great musician. He is the least professional among musicians, least commercial. He is a gentleman, a very courteous, fine, educated person, and that is why we all hope and trust that he will have many more years to come. On your behalf, on my own behalf, let me again offer him sincere felicitations and congratulations. Before I offer him floral tribute and also a humble token of our estimation and of our affection, let me also take this opportunity to publicly apologize to all of you, thousands who have gathered here, for the great inconvenience which you have caused by having been obliged to hold this concert in this very crowded place. All these music halls in Matunga are not very suitable for a concert of this magnitude, because we have the nuisance of the railway and we have so many problems. That is why we have taken courage in both hands, and we are constructing a hall which will permanently put an end to all these problems, not only for our institution but also for all other institutions which want covered accommodation for 3,000 persons. Let me take this opportunity once more, not only to apologize to you for the inconvenience caused to you, but also to appeal to you to stand by the managing committee and see that this great project is materialized very soon. After I offer floral tribute and after I also offer him this humble token of our love and affection, I will also request Sri Gnb to say a few words, because as you are aware, he is not only a great musician, but he is also an original thinker and scholar, and I also know a fine speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will excuse me for being on my seat and addressing you a few words. I do not know whether the compliments which my esteemed friend Mr. Ramanujam, the president of your society, paid me, whether I deserve them at all. Because all along I have been feeling, and sincerely at that too, that anybody worth his name, he is a student till the end of his life. And any kind of distinction or honor which Mr. Ramanujam said has been awarded to me is, I think, mostly due to two factors. One, my own humble claims to any musical ability. One, which is the least portion. And two, which probably contributes the greatest part, is the encouragement given by such big, well-organized, well-conducted societies like this. But for this, any genuine artist will never feel inspired to give of his best. And added to that, I must acknowledge, you see, in gratitude, the debt I owe to my very distinguished accompanist friends who have given me such able support and unstinted encouragement by giving of their best in my performance, which has contributed not a little bit at all to what I am today. I do not know, honestly I am really overwhelmed by feelings of gratitude that the greatest tribute which probably you can pay is not the money that you pay me or any other present, but this rapt attention which you give. That's the greatest honor any musician can receive. I am really very grateful to you all for honoring me here with your large presence and for the very kind words which my esteemed friend Ramanujam said, and the expressions and the sentiments which he expressed on me and about me. I shall try and deserve them to the utmost of my ability. Thank you.